It's a beautiful day for the continuation of the 2014 Hockey World Cup. Welcome to the Kyocera Stadium in The Hague as the world #1 and defending World Cup champions Australia take on the world #10, yet highly schooled Red Sticks from Spain. The conditions are perfect. Here's how it stands going into this first men's game of match day 2, so to speak, in Pool A with Australia and Belgium, the winners on the opening day of the tournament. Spain drew 1-1 with England, and India and Malaysia. Well, Australia beat Malaysia, Belgium beat India, and that's how it stands going into this day 3 of the tournament, but day 2 of Pool A. I'm Quentin Hull, and it's great to be joined by the international keeper from Ireland, Davey Hart, for this game in terrific conditions. And yet again, we get to see whether or not Rick Charlesworth's men can show their mettle against a team that I'd love to know your assessment of Spain, because everyone's talking about their skill, particularly with Santi Freixas now fit and back in the team.
Spain are always widely considered a frantically skillful team with a lot of experience, but it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up with the pace of Australia today.
The gold of the Australians, the red of the Red Sticks, and strap on the gloves and throw a few shadow boxing punches. There's one of the young faces, the 21-year-old from the Northern Territory, Jeremy Hayward, and what is a very experienced Australian team. The Aussies out in force. I'm sure there'll be some great fervour too for the Europeans here in the heart of Hockey Europe, the Netherlands. Mark Knowles, the captain, on screen. And we pause and have the patriotic moment of the anthems before the clash. So not a full house in the Caicedo Stadium, but we'll see plenty in here later this evening when the Dutch women's team returns to the pitch. But still a good fervour around this temporary venue that is the home of hockey lovers for 16 days. ADO Den Haag, the home football team, playing green and gold. So the Australians probably feeling quite comfortable here, and this is a lineup that is glittering with names of world class.
All you have to do is take a look at the captain there, Mark Knowles, for example. Glenn Turner scored 2 in the opening game, but don't look out for, of course, forget about Jamie Dwyer wearing number 1. Starts in the substitutes today, but obviously has won the World Player of the Year 5 times now.
We don't have long enough to talk about the credentials of this man. Rick Charlesworth, one of the legends of world hockey. He will be standing aside, retiring after the Commonwealth Games coming up in Scotland.
Anyone got anything? It sounds like they're up for it. We know that. We know they're going to fight. Think about our game. Think about the way we play. Think about our signature and us raising the pressure level on them. Really important, yeah? Everybody, pressure on the ball carrier. Get it done. Especially the guys in the midfield and back. And keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. It doesn't come in 5 minutes. It's going to keep going. And it's just going to be too much for us. Come on.
What a wonderful shot to get into the passion. And here are the Spaniards, renowned for their passion. And Santi Frazier, their captain, had an arm problem, had a knee problem. He's over those injuries and he's back leading this team.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see Santi back. Well renowned not only for his skills but also for being a gent of a man as well, so it's great to see him back in the Spanish side today.
And Salvador Indurain, the coach, just a nervous pace or two before the second match of the tournament for both of these teams. Marcin Grosza from Poland, and also the Kiwi Simon Taylor are our officials. Game 2 for Spain and Australia. The Red Sticks in red attacking your right of screen, and the gold of the Kookaburras, as they're colloquially known in Australia, attacking your left of screen. And just in the 5 minutes or so since the warm-up and through the anthems, a bit of a cloud cover has come across, so I'm pretty sure the players would be appreciative of that on what's been a rather warm morning by local standards. Here's Godis, one of the late inclusions for the injured duo of Simpson and Ford. And Ockenden under pressure. What are you expecting here, Davey?
Very fast-paced game, a lot of skill, a lot of flair from the Spaniards, and of course the incredibly hard work ethic coming from the Australians.
Gubbers.
Come on.
Well known for scoring the golden goal in extra time against the Netherlands at the home Champions Trophy of 2012, Kieran Gubbers. Fergus Kavanagh. And the captain, Knowles. They did have a multiple captain system for a while, as there's a bit of space for Hammond. That's a good ball, and on the reverse, an early goal for Tim Demon of Australia. The Kookaburras are on the board. And Devo is absolutely cock-a-hoop.
The celebration says it all there. It was fantastic play, first of all, from Rob Hammond in the midfield. Broke through two Spanish defenders here with a little lift, and then to find Devo standing free in the circle, a little reverse stick slap into the goal. I think Kiko Cortez might be a bit upset by that one. It seemed to be quite close to their right leg, but maybe it was just came through a crowded circle there.
He had a knee on to get onto that reverse stick. No real pressure, so it seemed. Couple of red sticks there, but it found the gap, and the Tasmanian opens the scoring for Australia 90 seconds into the clash. Well, if that doesn't switch on Spaniard minds, nothing will. It's going to be a hard enough road for them anyway, the world number 10 against the reigning champions.
It's a sheer statement of intent from the Australians. You could tell how high they were pressing as well with their strikers.
Piera trying to defend down low, and again a dangerous ball. But Leonards comes away for Spain. Nice skill. Blanco Leonards, and happy to go back to the reset position. Knowles coming across. Delash to inbound. He's got some help. Again, the 1-2 not working there as Kavanagh gets in the way. Sorello and his captain. And now through Hammond. These two teams have played at both of the last major world tournaments. At the London Olympics in the pool phase, Australia won 5-0 there. And they also met in the Delhi World Cup 4 years ago, where Glenn Turner and Luke Dorner scored. Turner here, Dorner not. It was 2-0 on that occasion. So good recent records for the men in green and gold against the Red Sticks.
I'm just going to be very curious of how Spain are going to react to giving away such an early goal like that and in the manner that they did it.
Deep ball looking for Turner, goes beyond the back line.
Mentally, of course, they're aware, you know, there's a long game ahead of them, 31 minutes to play in this first half, but just to show, you know, a few signs of cracks there at the beginning, will they be able to overcome that?
So Perez Pla with the ball to big man Piera. He's got good skill for a big man. He's certainly an imposing frame. Was off the foot. Santi Fraser trying to play on about 5 metres ahead of the infringement.
Just checking early on with the umpires how much they can get away with, but early on the Kiwi umpire on our right side here is not giving much away.
And it was a handy stick from Deven with Leonard close on the back line. Perez Pla into the D with a bit of a deflection, and Australia's ball.
Good cover play from Rob Hammond in the end. Bosco Perez, or Bosco to his friends, was trying a quick early slap into the circle there, but ricocheted around and eventually ended up an Australian free hit.
There might be a bit of a cool change coming in. Even since I mentioned that a moment ago, that people in stands putting on jumpers, a bit of breeze around this 15,000 seat stadium.
You could almost say it's ideal hockey conditions for the players on the pitch, maybe not the supporters, obviously hoping for a bit of sunshine and maybe to work on the tan.
So Alegre trying to link with Leonard. Noel's in the way, and free hit for Australia. The Kookaburras, two-time winners of this tournament, the most recent event, and back in 1986 when they defeated England. Whereas Spain's best performances have been silver medal performances. Runner-up in '98 to the Netherlands, and then also a silver medal all the way back in 1971. We know of their class, but world ranking of number 10. Is it misleading? What do you reckon, Davey? I know, speaking to the Australians, they were very, very wary about this game. Just hold on that thought as there's an incursion for Orchard. Into the circle he goes. He's got Dwyer close once and twice. No, parried away by Enrique. And the long ball beats Fraser. So Kookaburras from the side.
Just back to the point, Quinton, about how Australia are going to face this game. Everybody's aware of the Spaniards' ability, and of course you just look back, okay, Beijing, I believe, was you mentioned silver. They were unlucky to lose that gold medal match in Beijing Olympics to the Germans 1-0 in the final, and there's still a lot of the members of that team here present today. You've got the likes of the experienced Alegre brothers, who will be at the heart of this team, goalkeeper Kiko Cortez, not to mention Santi Fraser. So it'll be really interesting to see how this all plans out.
Yes, I gave you those World Cup results. Indeed, three-time Olympic silver medalists, not only in Beijing, but also Atlanta and Moscow, the Spaniards. So yet to crack that major international gold medal. Hammond really winding up, and a good touch from Perez. Puts it away. Little Matty Swan from Mackay. He's a busy player. And this young man to break into such a team. Oh, nice touch from Dwyer. And a penalty corner for Australia, but the Spaniards have automatically gone to the referral.
Yeah, I think straight away the first time deflected ball in by the Australians, the referee thought he saw a foot. By the Spaniards' reaction, you'd have to say that it looks like they're definitely saying it's nothing but stick here, but we'll have to see what the video referee says.
The microphone.
Ball comes in and nothing but stick there. You could potentially see why with those maybe yellow shoes and yellow ball might be tricky enough for an umpire to see.
Can he check? Okay.
Do you think it's a purposeful thing from the players to wear yellow shoes to try and blend in with these referrals now a big part of the game?
It could be potentially a tactic, or else it's all about style. I'm not too sure, but I would have found it maybe quite a surprise that some players are allowed to wear yellow shoes, given that the old white ball, you weren't allowed to wear white shoes. So
I think it's a very good point you raise, and something that perhaps the organisers of future big international tournaments where there are TV referrals, and they are such a big and important part of the game.
Well, all you have to do is look at here the amount of times they're actually reviewing this clip over and over again. You can see there it's just come straight off of his stick in the end. This is probably the best view. It's fantastic to have that camera sitting in the goal from this angle. That gives a bird's eye view from it here.
Yeah, there was no foot. There was clear space between ball and foot, so Spain keep the referral.
On the top of the circle, take it back.
So no penalty corner.
Sorry? On the top of the circle. The height. Sorry? Yeah, it's a hit. Here, that's fine. 5 meters, everyone else, yeah?
So Bully to restart play as Rick Charlesworth watches on.
It's strange that it's actually allowed inside the 5-yard line, the dotted line.
So Swan to inbound. The early goal to Tim Deaven, 90 seconds in. And here he is. A late inclusion for Russell Ford, who unfortunately for the Victorian was withdrawn, having pinged a muscle in the very last lead-up game when they played Germany only a day before the tournament started.
Timothy Deaven, or Devo, known by his friends and hockey friends. He is obviously a defender, as we can see here, so often doesn't enjoy the whole scoring situation, and you can see by that celebration of, I think it was the paddle the boat, he was really happy with that.
So here's Hayward, just 21 years of age. Orchard approaching the 150 caps as Simon Orchard. And upfield, Australian's gone down. But play on as Enrique controls. And happy enough to off an Australian stick, restart from the side. Again, trying to get that releasing play as Leonard had run hard. But Orchard and Wetton, little Jake Wetton, he is an absolute terrier. Getting through a couple. Still Jake Wetton. Leads, just dumps it back for Dwyer. Long corner. Zalewski dispossessed, but Dwyer comes in to pick up the crumbs. A bit of stick skill from the great man. Now Hammond on the reverse stick. Doesn't go for goal. Cross to a dangerous position, and is it in? Penalty corner. Zalewski tried to put it into the backboard. Obscured by a lot of bodies there, Davey.
Absolutely, as I even struggle to see what's happening here, but it's strange to see that the amount of red stick players, the Spanish team, crowding the Polish umpire. I'm not sure they've gone to video again by the looks of things. We'll hear what they have to say.
Before the Spanish team, Australian team went into the circle, somewhere where I'm standing right now. Did you get it?
So a foot on the way into the circle?
Yeah, just about the area where I am now.
Okay, thank you.
So
I told him.
yeah, this is not
I think it's
the right replay, I don't think.
Must go a bit further back first.
Yeah, I think it was on the Dwyer run when he was circling around the D, 45 degrees out to that far
I told him before.
sideline.
I told him where I'm standing.
Here it is. This is the telling question being asked from the Spaniards.
Check at the beginning of the action, please.
Well,
check the beginning of the action, please.
It must be even before
I
that.
told him it's here.
I think potentially when Jamie Dwyer picked up the ball initially and made that first mazy run of his.
Well, I already asked the question.
Here, yeah,
Guys.
boom. Number 17.
I think Zalewski they're looking for. I think it was number 17 at the very initial on the left-hand side of your screen. They were screaming that it came off a foot there, so that's potentially what the video umpire is going to have a look at, just as the ball gets played in here.
So has Zalewski kicked it? Oh. No, that's off the stick. I think this penalty corner will stand. And Spain will burn its referral. Only 9.5 minutes into the game. Another look. I haven't seen anything to overturn the decision, Davey.
I can't see anything myself. I think it could be a wasted referral so early on in the match, as you so rightly said. I think this is going to be a pretty simple, a short corner for the Australians. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Marson, there is no foot from the Australian player, therefore your decision of the foot inside the circle should apply.
Okay.
And Spain lose their referral.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's another blow, albeit not on the scoreboard.
Time to stop.
They've already suffered that one goal.
No more
Let's
referrals,
listen.
guys. No more referrals.
Yep.
No foot.
So not only a goal down, but now to play basically an hour of the game without the option of going to video referral. There's Chris Sorello, one of the main drag flickers for Australia. Kieran Govers at the top of the battery as well, as the Spaniards suit up for this attack on their goal.
It'll be interesting to see who the ball goes to here. They have the three big boys up. The young man Hayward, number 32, just to the left of Govers, along with Sorello.
So Zaluski will bring in. First penalty corner for Australia. Hold it.
For the hand. No, it's me. Guys, nobody goes away. Everybody stands. Australia, come on. Time is start. We play.
I just wonder whether they're going to change their tactic.
Down.
Did they show their hand there?
Yeah.
Take two. It's Govers. It's saved. And a stroke is awarded. The deflection was going in and it found the body of Perez. Beautiful work from Kiko Cortez, but he's going to have to do it all over again.
There's a good, powerful drag flick coming in from Kieran Govers from the first stopper, making his way towards the goalkeeper's left-hand side there. Kiko did very well to get a glove onto it, but unfortunately the bounce taking it into Bosco on the line there to give the penalty stroke away.
Well, I thought there might have been a little touch from Witten, but no, it just went straight off the glove into Perez. And it will be the captain, Mark Knowles, to try and double Australia's advantage for 2-0. He does the job.
That's unfortunate. Cortez guessed correctly, but just the power took it past him from the captain, Mark Knowles. Very good penalty stroke.
10 minutes played, and it's the Kookaburras 2-0.
High to the keeper's stick side here. You can see Knowles kept his head down and followed through. A very good execution on the penalty stroke. Australia value to their lead now of 2-0.
And just disaster for Spain. Disaster upon disaster. A goal after 90 seconds, a lost referral. And now 2-0 down. We'll need all the experience of Santi Fraser just to keep his men calm. Just to try and get a bit of possession, a bit of traction in the game. This is a nice run, though, from Terraza out in the left corner. Brings it back. But Zaluski's in the way and wins the free hit. Well, may he shake his head. Salvador Indurain.
It's always interesting to note throughout the years, Spanish time, while they have incredible skill and ability, one of the deciding factors sometimes in matches can be their mental side, and of course how they react to certain situations. Sometimes seen as fiery characters on the pitch. So 2 goals down, only within 8-9 minutes right now. It'll be interesting to see how the Spanish side react to this 2-goal deficit.
Wetton with good control. Long corner. Swan. And back for Sorello to reset. Good low stick from Salias. This Bosco, as he's known. Perez. All the red shirts inside the attacking quarter. Great deflection. And another nice piece of reaction from Cortez to ensure it wasn't a third for the Kookaburras.
He's playing advantage.
Kiko Cortez dealt with that very well. Very sneaky, almost cheeky deflection from the Australians in the end. We saw that kind of style of play and set piece from the Australians in the first match of the tournament, but Chris Sorello, once outside this area, you'll see him stepping up again, looking to drag flick that ball into the circle now directly.
Plenty of pressure on the Spaniards, and Wetton down low, couldn't turn it in. That man is under plenty of pressure.
You can see here that ball we're talking about in. Brilliant diving deflection from Jamie Dwyer. Such dedication to get that touch under the ball, and Kiko Cortez watched it all the way along with to clear his lines and get it out of danger. Very well done.
Is that a 35-year-old diving around like that? Yep, you guessed it. He's still got it, Jamie Dwyer. In goes Ockenden. And another penalty corner off the body of the Spaniards from that cross from Eddie Ockenden.
That's again unfortunate. All I can say is the word unfortunate, because I think it was Ramon Alegre Central defender there was able to get a low reverse stick on the ball here, and unfortunately coming off his fellow teammate Bosco there, just onto his foot, unfortunately. At this crucial stage, Spain are really going to want to have to defend this corner with everything they have, and not to get another goal against them right now.
Well, this is an absolute onslaught early on.
7.
It was a direct shot on goal last time from the penalty corner. Something different, or go with what worked. Cirillo is there with Turner. It's Cirillo on goal and well saved by Cortez. Zalewski with a follow-up. Wetton almost puts it in. Great save from Kiko Cortez, low to his right, to ensure that it's only a 2-goal deficit for his team. And on the quick counter, a chance downfield for Eddie Tabao. He's got some support, but the pass goes beyond.
That is absolutely fantastic goalkeeping. Initially with the dry flick save from here, low down to his left with his foot. Brilliant save. Reaction to get back up onto his feet in time to get this back post deflection here. Brilliant goalkeeping from Cortez, diving across to his right. You can see here from this angle, I think it's Liam de Jong, experienced, 300 caps plus. Unfortunate not to see his shot entering into over that line.
That is an awesome piece of goaltending from the 31-year-old. And now, Alegre, that's Ramon Alegre in the right corner with 3 Australians to beat, wins a free hit. Casasellas. Up to Alegre. Casasellas again, a lot of gold shirts around him. Spain just try and get it inside the circle here. The glory ball is deflected away by Swan. Side ball for Spain.
It's really truly a testament to the way the game has evolved over the years, that it's you defend with 11 and attack with 11.
And Kavanagh with a lovely trap. And Swan wins the free hit against Eddie Tabao.
If you know from the start point here how the Australians build up, so how they set up, is unlike a standard 4-3-3, so you have your 4 defenders. Rick Charlesworth's tactics have opted for 3 defenders at the back. It creates an extra defender to roll into midfield, and it creates a marking nightmare for the Spaniards, who are now adopting a man-on-man kind of approach to defend it.
So Knowles with a bit of time, and the overhead. Well, no, not controlled that time by Zalewski. There's Mark Knowles showing his pride at being an Olympian with his ink, and the coach of Spain, Salvador Injerain, with a headache. Deven getting in the way again.
Timothy Deven, renowned for those interceptions and getting nice and low. Hence the big left glove on his hand.
Perez had to scurry back, and once again it's the gold men setting up from inside their own half. That's a nice trap though from Ramon Alegre, and showing some good skills to link with Salles. Where to go now, though? He does get some help from Terraza. And this is nice ball retention, despite the Australians' pressure. Enrique, though, eventually it comes unstuck. Robbie Hammond, still among 4, finds de Jong. And Wetton can't control.
The Spanish at the minute are really struggling to try and connect with one another. They have so much pressure on them right now from the Australian players that it's struggling to link, 3, 4, 5 passes, which the Australians are comfortably doing at the other end.
And again there, David Alegre had a couple to beat, wins the free hit.
It almost seems sometimes it's almost a bit of an individual game for the Spaniards right now, as you see David Alegre with 3 gold shirts in front of him again. He's going to have to take them on by himself.
Knowles pestering him, and well read by the Australian defence. Godus with a long ball, and he's got Turner up high. Glenn Turner scored a double in the opening game. Terraza is his company, still Turner. But the Spaniards come away. Tabao, and now here's a nice run for Andreas Meer. Good ball down low. A bit of space here for Dernbach. Rabobank with some good skill. No one at the top of the D. Nice service had there been a man there.
Yeah, Gabriel de Bonch did very well to receive that ball. He had acres of time, unfortunately, but there again, just Spanish failing to get a connection in the danger zone. I think they've even struggled to get a shot on goal in the first 20 minutes here.
Yes, Rabobank had done all the hard work, hadn't he? 2-0 Australia. A field goal to Tim Deven in the opening 90 seconds. Doubled up by Mark Knowles from the penalty stroke spot. Ockenden. Kavanagh. And Hayward out on the right now. Hammond.
Line.
Wins the free hit.
Line.
33 years of age, Rob Hammond. International appearance 251 today. Just trying to work Sayes around. And that's good defending from Mark Sayes. Still, he persists. And that's well played by the defender. Eventually forcing the 16-yard hit.
Hey, I'm asking you nicely.
I think the Polish umpire Grosjean just having a word with the Spanish defender who wasn't happy with deeming that Rob Hammond had struck the stick through him.
Well, midfield turnover. Orchard's got a man. It's Hammond. He brings it back to Orchard, and that's going to be a stroke. It was off the foot right in front of goal. They're absolutely distraught. There is no referral. I'll be happy to be proven wrong by the replay, but to the naked eye, I thought it was Ramon Alegre's foot in the way.
Oh, it's no doubt a foot, but what the Spaniards are claiming is that the ball was going off target. So once it's not going on the goal, that's what they're looking for, to be kind of degraded down to a short corner rather than a penalty stroke. But we can see here, maybe not from this angle, we'll have to go from the angle within the goal. But it's no doubt it struck the foot of Alegre. But this is the problem with Spanish giving their free away. Hammond did ever so well to find a link play just back into Orchard, and then that potentially from that angle looks like it might be going past the goal, but again,
I think they've probably got a case, but can't get a protractor out there to work the angles. You just have to go with the umpire's call.
I'm happy to watch it with you.
And with the video referral, it is a fantastic, you know, kind of use for teams. Umpires themselves have their own referral if they deem that they need to check something, but he's pretty sure about the first decision, and now he's stuck with it. So Mark Knowles up again. It's not often you see two penalty strokes given in the one match.
So he went high left before, and the right glove of Cortez almost saved. Knowles for a second time from the spot to make it 3-0. Oh, he missed it. It's gone off the crossbar, and Knowles has missed.
There was some pace behind that ball, as you can see, ricocheting back off the crossbar. It was almost a double bluff. I think Kiko went to the other side, and it just has struck the top of the crossbar there, tried to go in the same place. Could that be a crucial miss?
Well, he hasn't got much time to think about that let-off, because Turner's there, and here's another chance. Oh, Orchard trying to work. Hayward keeps the pressure on, and he's brought down. Free hit to Australia. This is almost omnipresent. The ball in the attacking third, the attacking quarter, should I say, for the Australians.
The pace that the Australians are playing at right now, the speed at which they're taking the free hits, it's a real kind of reflection of their speed of thought. The speed of thought obviously represented in their actions, and you can see here each time they're looking to get that ball moving as quickly as possible, giving no rest to the Spanish side.
Frazier. That's a nice ball, and there's some space here for Oliva. Orchard tracks him, and just the weight of numbers again. Knowles there to get on the loose ball. Oh, Allegra's touch lets him down, and Dwyer with a little bit of flair for Orchard, and not finding Turner. Not happy with himself. The boy from Maitland, Simon Orchard. And another look at that stroke.
On the underside of that crossbar. It's amazing the size of the post and the ball, and you're thinking what are the chances of being able to hit it. But we just had to look at the men's game yesterday between Korea, South Korea and New Zealand. Also missed a stroke in a similar fashion on the crossbar as well.
Well, they're a goalkeeper's best friend, Davey, aren't they?
I'd be happy with that outcome, yes.
You forced the player to hit the post. That's what the goalkeeper thinks, isn't it?
Some might claim intimidation, of course, yes, or mind games, but only Kiko Cortez will know that.
It's Davey Hart, the Irish goalkeeper. Great to have him with us from the Kia Sauter Stadium, as the sun now is a little more prominent on this Monday afternoon in The Hague. 2-0 Australia, having beaten Malaysia 4-0 first up. Spain picked up 1 point from its opening game. It was against England. A 1-1 draw. And now here goes Allegra. This is David. Oh, Devon got to the right spot and got brought down, and no time to look at the wounds because the auto pass has been taken and the skill of Dwyer is on display. The 5-time World Player of the Year is into the 25. Long corner. And he's quick to get back to work. Hayward to Devon. Red shirts all around, but still Australia find a way in. And, well, it's hacked out in desperation. It's coming back. Devon's ball is beautifully trapped, and that was a nice piece of play by the big man, Salvador Piera. And now, well, Fraser's got the ball, but has he got some friends? Yes, he has. Piera comes up and follows up.
This is better from the Spanish now, linking up together. But again, yeah, just going alone, unfortunately. Leonard giving the free away. It was good skills from Santi Fraser initially to play that ball out wide here. But again, the Spaniards are kind of struggling to get a bit of play in the opposition half.
Ooh, Rob Hammond's not happy with that.
Okay.
I think perhaps the shoulder here just came into his nose there, or is in the back at the end. Nothing to it, really.
A dozen minutes to the break in this second game for these two teams in their Pool A fixture. Nice pressure there and a good low stick from Terraza. So the advantage of having played on the first day of the tournament means there's a couple of days off for these two teams after this. We play tomorrow and then have a rest day on Wednesday. So quite a handy break between match day 2 and match day 3.
That's good.
And a loose touch from Delash as he was looking to go inside the D.
The way this tournament is laid out, as you rightly said, gives the players a really good chance to recover and recuperate after a match and really get the best out of them. That's what we all want to see here. That's what the viewers at home want to see, the best from the players. So just that they don't have that tired effect or sore legs.
Kieran Govers trying to work the right corner against 2. Overhead for Dwyer. And again, just a bit of trickery from the Queenslander. Through Orchard's feet. Zalewski, no stick check, and away comes the big man, Piera. With trying to put on some trickery of his own, trying to bounce that ball over a stick. Auto pass taken off. Swan reads it beautifully.
Great step.
And off goes the little man. Dwyer, Wetton. Henrique wins the free hit.
That's something we can expect to see throughout this match, along with throughout the tournament. Matthew Swan, as you rightly said, small man, but has a size of an engine, can get up and down that pitch. Is definitely one of the fittest within this group. And you can see here his ability to step in front of that Spanish attacker and not only do that, but then follow up the play to try to get the ball back as well.
Well, it seems that every team needs a little man who's a goer, and Australia have got 2 of those in Matt Swan and Jake Wetton. Both small of stature, but engines just whir for 70 minutes straight. And there's Dwyer. Oh, we've come to know it so well. Spoke to him before the tournament. He hasn't put a full stop on his career. He doesn't know when he'll eventually retire. He hopes to go to the Commonwealth Games. And of course, the big question is, will he be there in Rio? But it is going to be a changing of times in the Kookaburras after the Scotland Commonwealth Games, with Rick Charlesworth to finish his reign as coach That's a story for another time. It's all about the next fortnight of hockey at this World Cup. Ockenden in the face, among others there, of Oliva. But free hit for Spain. Can they find one to just settle the game a little, having conceded 90 seconds in? 8.5 to the break. You'd love to pinch one back at least before half-time.
I would think at this stage, having played 27 minutes of hockey, I think a goal obviously would be an amazing outcome, but even to get a shot on goal or a threatening attack towards the Australian goal. I think Charter in the Australian goal hasn't had to touch the ball yet today, so I think they'll be looking to try and pressurise that or at least win a penalty corner.
There's Jacob Wetton. It's a very Australian look with the zinc chrome across the nose. And concerns on the faces of the Spaniards. Terraza, well, he was looking down there for Rabobank, but the pass never really found its target. And good to see you here. Welcome to Den Haag 2014. Apart from the wonderful crowds that you can see on your pictures inside the stadiums, Hockey Park, as it's known here, with its restaurants, beer gardens, merchandising tents just outside the stadium, swarming with people, soaking up the atmosphere. And hockey's never really seen anything like it. I suppose the best way to describe it, if you've ever been to a major tennis tournament, if it's like Henman Hill at Wimbledon or Garden Square at the Australian Open, big screens, the stadiums are close, but you've got some open air to not be too far away and soak up all the atmosphere.
Couldn't agree with you anymore. The Dutch Hockey Federation have really set standards with regards to major world ranking tournaments right now, and as you mentioned, it's almost a carnival atmosphere, which is fantastic for the supporters here.
This is a good piece of skill from Andres Meer, but again, a man on a solo run finds a number of gold shirts around him. He'll go again, Meer. Ruiz and Kavanagh with a cool stick, and Australia's hit.
That's the difference right now. The teams, when the Spanish are attacking or look like they're going alone, the Australians are like a pack of wolves around them. There's 3-4 goal shirts and always resulting in Australians to get that ball back. I think the Spanish are going to have to get themselves with 6 minutes to go, maybe at half-time, to try and change things up.
Eddie Ockenden with some space, and some skill, but a nice low stick from Terraza, I think, yeah, who stopped that foray forward now. Orchard, heavily challenged there. Good bit of physicality from Casillas, and he goes again. But Ockenden able to retrieve. Orchard. More danger coming for Spain. Sorello. Well, Rabobank eventually got there to provide the contest. Zalewski, though, wonderful touch. Wetton. Still Jake Wetton. Brilliantly pinched. Vincent Ruiz able to get that ball off the stick, but Wetton gets it back. And it's gone behind the back line. Well, the skill of the players to challenge for the ball in the air there. First, the control of the attacker, and then the defender. Magnificent.
Fascinating piece of skill here from Wetton to control it, but just to take that skill there, this man, number 8, Ruiz for the Spanish team, but unfortunately losing it once again outside that circle. It's one trait of the Australian strikers which is very noted around the world, is their ability not only to attack but also how they defend. And it was clear that Jacob Wetton, the young 22-year-old, who's going to be celebrating his birthday, I believe, throughout this tournament, was able to reclaim that, but unfortunately the ball making its way over the end line.
And here he is again. But a nice touch again from Andres Meer. And off he goes, Meer. Kavanagh with him. 1, 2, 3 to beat. Does win the free hit. And just a cursory word or two to Tim Deven.
Didn't look too happy with something there. It's too far away to see here, but potentially the stick might have way it's followed through. But again, some might claim they could be looking at it like it's a bit of handbags.
What was that? Bit of handbags.
Be more of an Irish expression for nothing much.
I think, yeah, okay. We all speak the international language of hockey. Bit of handbags. Good one. And now a rare moment of pressure for Spain. No touch down low, although Ramon Alegre wasn't too far away from giving Andrew Charter a tester.
Fantastic ball in from Enrique with a powerful slap, but Mark Knowles doing what he does best. He sits in that sweeper position, the free man, trying to stay on that line to goal, cutting out any dangerous balls that are making their way directly towards it.
Taradfa, Enrique, Australian ball. Chris Sorello pointing to the skies. Bit of pressure on Sorello. It's the one part of the Australian game that they have really worked on since London. We know they can score a field goal, but the technical part of the game at the penalty corner battery, they were outshone by Germany and the Netherlands. It was the great lament of the London campaign from the Kookaburras' perspective. Godis. No one at the top of the D.
I think I can recall what you were referring to. I believe it was maybe the semi-final against the Germans, where the Germans were so efficient in their corners scoring, I believe. 3
corners given, 2 goals scored.
Yes,
and Australia not scoring from
Australia's
corners.
asking for a foot inside the circle, just when the player entered the D.
Okay, we'll have a look.
So team referral from Australia here. This is interesting.
I think once the ball was played across the circle here from Godes, that the ball comes off the inside of Enrique's foot, and I think they've used their referral at the right time here, Australia. 2 minutes to go. Would this be a great time to score their third? Absolutely.
Definitely off the heel.
Yes,
so this will be a penalty corner.
Hit the foot.
Thanks, Eddie.
So where do they go this time? Rick Charlesworth and Graham Reid trying to work out the tactic. How often is the decision made from the coaches or on the field for where to go with these set piece?
With an experienced group like this, it might be within the players group, as you see when they get into the huddle on top of the circle there. So you've got the likes of Govers along with Sorello. They might go, right, I want this one.
2.5 to the break. Australia leads by 2. It's Govers. It's straight at the goal and straight into the backboard. And it's 3 for Australia. Cortez beaten again as the New South Welshman Kieran Govers gives Australia a 3-goal lead.
Cortez beaten for the 3rd time today. Great low flick from Govers to the stick side of the goalkeeper. As you see, a good stop, good injection just to the right of the goalkeeper's foot. It's in that area between stick and foot, whether you stay standing and try to take it with your foot or go with your stick, and Cortez made the decision to dive for that, and unfortunately just making his way past the stick. You see from this brilliant angle here. Almost sometimes described as the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, and once again, here's the goal scorer on the ball. There could be further danger before half-time. Oh, but for Alegre at the last moment. Absolute persistence from the men in gold. Sorello and Hammond keeping it moving. Alkindon to Knowles. Oh, Dernbach drawn forward, and now that's what Knowles wanted. Oh, Govers left that one, but there was no one behind him. The half-time hooter can't come quickly enough for Spain. Ramon Alegre out on the left. In fact, it's Marxeyes in that position. Oh, and a loose pass.
The body language right now of the Spanish isn't exactly what's encouraging to see. You can see shoulders are dropping along with frustration creeping into their game, which is the last thing that they'll require now. As you said 20 seconds ago, I reckon they're just looking forward to getting back into that change room and regrouping.
The crowd will count down shortly. A last foray, perhaps, with a wild ball going beyond the back line. And frustration is evident from the Red Sticks, but a very good half from Australia. It's half-time in this Pool A game between the Kookaburras of Australia and the Red Sticks of Spain, and it's the Australians leading by 3-0. What were your thoughts, Davey?
First thing that comes to mind is a sheer gulf in class. Speed of thought, speed of movement from the first minute at the opening goal from the Australians really set the tone for the match. Australia really getting a firm grip on the game, and the Spaniards unable to create anything. As we mentioned, we'll get some halftime statistics coming up soon. And Spain really haven't even had an attempt on goal in 35 minutes of hockey.
More to come from the Kyocera Stadium. On the other side of the halftime break, it's Australia 3, Spain 0. Back at the Kyocera Stadium for the second half of Australia versus Spain, this men's match in Pool A, the second match for both of these teams. And Spain with a big job to do, coming from 3-0 down, and they were behind very early on, Davey.
Great break from Hammond in the midfield to find Devon standing alone in the circle, and then this celebration says it all. Managed to get a reverse sweep past Cortez. This is the corner that led to the stroke here, resulted in a goal for Mark Knowles. Kiko Cortez getting a left glove to it, unfortunately bouncing up and into the postman, resulting in a penalty stroke. And lastly, a highlight for Sorrello putting in a dangerous ball, first time diving deflection from the 35-year-old Jamie Dwyer. And Cortez showing his world class again with a double save here, getting across to parry it away with his left hand. Fantastic save with the left glove here coming across.
He had a very good half for a man behind a 3-0 scoreline, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Kiko Cortez.
Probably a bit busier than he liked. Unfortunate miss from Mark Knowles from the penalty spot again. And this is Kieran Gover's last drag flick goal to put the Aussies 3-0 ahead and in the driving seat.
And the numbers back up the Australian domination.
I think you don't have to look at the shots. First of all, 11-0. That says it all. Circle penetrations, just the one for the Spaniards. Possession in the opponent's half, 68-32 in favour of Australia. And again, penalty corners, all in favour of the Australians.
Well, the crowd's building as the day continues. Make sure you tweet us at FIH_hockey. Use that hashtag HRWC 2014 and like us on Facebook, FIH Hockey. Sharing every part of this festival of hockey from the Netherlands with you via social media, whether you're watching us on television or through the live internet streams. Hello, good to have you with us. A real carnival atmosphere here. Business, obviously, and a huge prize at the end of the tournaments for the men's and women's victors. But we're here in Holland, where they love their hockey. So let's get into the party. Young faces, experienced, old hockey mates, everyone getting together, Davey, just to be a part of this. They want a piece of it. They've heard how good it's going to be and how good it's been in the first 2 days.
So far, it's definitely living up to this name, and the motto from this World Cup is let's celebrate hockey, and I think that's what's happening right here and right now. And probably not only here, in many homes around the world, wherever people are watching this. It's so great to see for the sport of hockey.
Well, it was done previously in Utrecht in the late 90s, but I think to have the whole hockey community together, the women and the men playing, if you can get a facility to do it, why not? The template looks like it's working here.
Rightly, as you said, it's not very often a World Cup is held joint men and women together, and really making the hockey world incredibly small, and the community gets to get involved with each other and see familiar faces, which is always good to do.
The Spaniards back out there, and hopefully before the second half begins, we might be able to get a thought or two from Rick Charlesworth, who's just been giving some late instructions. Let's get down to Michael.
Rick, your message to the team at half-time, 3-0 up.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy. It was a good half of hockey from us, but it's only a half, you know, and we have to play holes. So much more to do, and this is a tricky team. You give them some oxygen, that's not going to be good.
Scored after 90 seconds, they're a promising start.
Yeah, that always helps, but, you know, there's a long time to get back, so it's never enough, and, you know, you always want more.
All right, go and get them in the second half.
Thank you.
Michael Absalom with Rick Charlesworth, a man who is rarely satisfied. So Spain will be chasing the game here, and Australia chasing more goals, no doubt. They put 4 on Malaysia and lead by 3 here with 35 minutes of hockey to play. Matty Godis gets us underway for the second half. Australia in goal, attacking the right of screen. Spain in red to the left, and 35 minutes remain. Ockenden with some beautiful skill around Delash. And Wetton's touch. Oh, almost linking with Zalewski. And
great skills.
A nice piece of defensive work in the end from Alegre to come away. And as much as Alegre had the touch, there was an attacking stick on it as Swan gets back to avert the overhead. So I know all hockey lovers are aware of what's happened with the ever-changing world of the rules. There has been a lot of tweaks over the last couple of years, but perhaps a good reminder to those of you who may not have been across as regularly, but tuning in for this World Cup. Davey, just explain that change to the own goal rule again.
Yeah.
The ball used to be able to struck from outside the circle, and if it made its way off of a defender stick or the goalkeeper, it would be deemed to be an own goal, something which created an awful lot of goals, but also an awful lot of controversy along with chaos from defending teams, and in particular from a goalkeeper's point of view. I'm pretty happy to see the back of that rule.
As Piera was showing nice stick control there, and this is a good little period for Spain to see if they can find a goal. The reverse stick from Enrique without much penetration. And De Jong and Wetton, well, 3-on-1 against Wetton there. Piera did well, and that's better from Spain, getting some numbers around the ball. Perez. Alegre. And still, David Alegre, nice work. He's got some help out in the right in Perez, but straight to the Australian skipper.
This is better from the Spanish, though. They've come out with a different kind of energy and a different attitude, almost seems, towards the game, looking to give absolutely everything towards this last 35 minutes of this match.
Govers diving in vain. Oh, actually may have just tweaked his ankle a little bit. Looks like he's circulating though, and okay. Perez again. And quick with the auto pass. Oliva. Adigotis joining his relatives, Jamie Dwyer and Mark Knowles in this team. Keeping it in the family, that Rockhampton crew, who have had such a strong hand in this Kookaburras outfit.
Calm down. 5 meters.
Straight away, there's a statement of intent here from the Spaniards. I think this is the most possession that they've enjoyed in this game so far within the Australian 23. And this is what they'll be looking to do: get the ball into the danger zone, get an outcome, get a shot on goal, or earn themselves a penalty corner.
Early stages, second half. Again, we've just had a bit of change in the weather. It got a bit warm for a while, and now again the cloud coming over, and you can just feel the chill. As Santi Freixa proudly back in this Spanish team. Great to see him back, having had such a bad run with injury. Arm injury, knee injury, but wearing the captain's armband in his 179th appearance for his country. And there he is in the face of Hayward. But Hayward takes the auto pass, and Wetton's there with him. Govers down low. And that ball's dangerous, and oh, Orchard had a good look at that, but just didn't force a save from Cortez.
Superb play by Jacob Wetton down the line to feed Govers, who had a smash ball across, and the dive-in deflection here coming from Orchard, just not hitting the target. Great ball in from Govers. Stayed low and on the deck, and the sliding Orchard here. Again, if you're Kiko Cortez in a Spanish goal, you'd be having to question how he was so free.
Penalty corner for Spain now at the other end, and that's the first chance that we get to have a look at the Red Sticks battery.
30 seconds.
Ball is threaded through here from Enrique. A strong receive from Rock Oliva. Very good in just finding the foot there of Matthew Swan to earn the Red Sticks and Spanish first corner of the match.
15.
So the two drag flickers you'll have on the top of the D here will be Leonard along with Oliva.
7 seconds.
Both renowned for the ability to drag flick on goal, so it'll be interesting to see who it goes to here.
Inside.
Ramon Alegre to bring in Leonard into the body, penalty corner.
Some brave first wave running by number 32, the young man Hayward from this Australian team. You can see him getting straight out here, staying in the line of that goal nice and low, coming off what is deemed to be the top of the shin pad or onto the knee, but he seems to be walking okay. Very brave running, and it's what you need to do at this level to really keep your team within this game.
Suicide's another word for it. It is so brave. That ball can absolutely fly. Another chance for Spain to peg one back. And, oh, a missed trap. Just puts the pin into the balloon of expectation for Spain. And Dwyer, oh, quickly down low, Wetton at the other end. The Australians might make it 4. Oh. No one at the far post. Sorello to chase down. Leonard with a nice challenge.
And that's why they can be so dangerous in this counter-attack. A missed trap, mis-execution from a short corner, penalty corner to the Spaniards, ending up in the Spanish D here, and unfortunately Jacob Wetton's pass just not finding another goal jersey inside that circle there.
Well, Piero's had a good game. Again, he's trying to battle hard in midfield, but so many gold shirts around him. Oh, and Rock Oliva is not happy. Thought that was a fair challenge on the overhead from Hayward as he goes long again. Govers with Enrique near him, and too close, in fact, Enrique. Not staying out of that 5-metre safety zone.
That's another good rule that's really just recently come into hockey as well, is the ability to stop the ball over your shoulder.
Oh, here's Turner down low. Beautiful delivery, but again, Orchard just half a moment. If it was a first-time touch, could have been a 4th for Australia. And Chris Sorello's going to get a green card for just getting himself tangled in that ball that was deemed a free hit for Spain. So Sorello to cool his heels for 2 minutes here. One man advantage for the Spaniards. And, well, again, all on his own. David Alegre. He was working hard, but didn't have much help. And he looks to the heavens in despair. Perez, though, to bring back in.
A good surging run initially from David Alegre to make his way along that baseline. And right now the Spaniards are probably going to try and make the extra man advantage count in this power play, if you want to call it that. So they're going to try use it, spread the width and make the Australians run. But missed traps like that is not what's going to help them right now.
And here's the infringement. Not so much that for the green card, but just this, he got himself tangled, did Chris Sorello. Not happy, the big dog, as he's known. And now Orchard, who's had a few chances in this half, finds the foot, was outside the D.
Pause, boys. We're good now, whoa.
Orchard quickly, and Godis was there or thereabouts.
Come on.
The Spanish claimed that it wasn't dangerous, but Ramon Alegre put that ball high into the arm of the Australian player.
So there's still one man down at the moment, the Australians, but optimistic ball from Hammond. He apologises as was nowhere near Devon. So approaching 10 minutes played in this second half. No change to the half-time score. 3-0 to the Aussies. Casaseas and Kavanagh, the telling stick. Orchard turns it over. Delash. David Alegre again, and now Piera up quickly. He's going to leave it for Sergio Enrique. No touch. Oh. You got excited?
With a dangerous ball like that, you never know. A slight touch of any sort in that area can always lead to a goal, or at least something ricocheting off a foot, a penalty corner. So I'll contain my excitement next time.
That's all right. The ball moves so quickly, you're right. It's one of the great dynamic parts of hockey sometimes. I mean, it shows you how skilled the umpires are, really. The video referral is there, but obviously teams think they're aggrieved at times with a decision or two, but with the pace of play, to be able to judge whether the projectile has come off a stick or a part of the body when sometimes the two are so close together. It's become such a dynamic game. And Chris Sorello is on the end of a loose ball here, so he's back out there, but a nice low stick from Manel Tarata. David Alegre. He's working hard, isn't he, David Alegre, in this half, and he's just wandered off and has gone for a rest after that challenge.
David Alegre is one of those players on the Spanish side that has to perform really in order for the Spanish side to tick. He plays an important midfield role, and he won't find it strange playing here in the Netherlands, having played many years for a club in the south of the country here called the Rangers Zwart. So to be playing a World Cup, I think, in Holland for him might be special as well.
There's so many of these players that spend some club time here, as Salles is now trying to do his best to narrow the 3-goal deficit.
I'll see you do it again. You're going off.
Fergus Kavanagh being spoken to. And Salles beaten by Kavanagh, and Godis will come away. Overhead for Turner, too big. GT, as he's known, scored at the 2010 World Cup in the game between these two. And social media for all, tweeting at FIH_hockey. That's what they're doing, I'm sure, and using the hashtag RHWC2014. We look forward to your tweet, ladies. There it is. They might be Facebooking instead, or both. Certainly Spain seem to have had a bit more territory in this half, but it comes unstuck once more, and Orchard links with Hammond back to Orchard, who's been close on a couple of occasions. That took a defender's deflection and goes wide, but the hit was made from inside the D.
Another surgeon run from the midfield. Rob Hammond again to do that, and now Australia sped the ball wide here.
Oh, Dwyer with space. That's usually bad news for the opposition. Jamie Dwyer can't link up, and desperately cleared by Mikel Delas.
Just a replay here of Orchard's shot. Some brave defending from Enrique, I think it is, the Spanish number 3, and I'm not too sure that's too far away. Cortez diving away to his right, and happy to probably see that one miss that right-hand post.
Well read there by Ramon Alegre to get in the way. This is Eddie Tabao, very experienced player, and now Ruiz. Back to Tabao. Got a man down low. That was a nice incisive run. Denmark has got some support, and that cross is penalty corner, dangerous off the padding of Charter. So another chance for Spain to pull one back.
As you rightly said, it was a good pick-up initially from the Bonch, who found Casaseas, who put the ball across, came up high off the goalkeeper 25. In the end, creating that danger, and the referee, to save any reckless sticks flying anywhere initially, to give that penalty corner.
15. Guys, 15 seconds. 10.
Well, they have 2 chances so far at the penalty corner, one
inside,
which wasn't trapped.
Come on. Come on. One, go in.
Enrique, along with
Inside.
Debunk at the top of the D. They look the likely pair. It's Debunk, and it's wide.
That's a poor effort in the end from Gabriel Debunch. See it here, just flicking it quite far wide of the target. Missing by a good meter in the end. Whether or not it was gone for a deflection, I'm not sure, but they don't look too impressed with the outcome of that.
So just over 20 minutes to play in this match day 2 of Pool A on day 3 of the 2014 Hockey World Cup. This is the Keersarge Stadium, the regular home of ADO Den Haag in the Dutch top flight of football. And an interception. Turner, oh, beautifully done. Absolute desperation, danger not gone. Great save from Cortez. As the shot from Knowles was headed for the cage, and another penalty corner now for Australia.
That was initially so sloppy from the Spanish defence that allowed the ball to go straight to an Australian player who found Glenn Turner here, GT, in the circle for free. Great cover and tackle again from Enrique, who initially gave the ball away, but Kiko Cortez was brilliant here with the reaction save from a snapshot from Mark Knowles. And the following phase of play here, I think it's the young experience running along the baseline. He tries to get the ball across, comes up off of Cortez, unfortunately, and into his number 13 in front of him, Ramon Alegre, giving the umpire no other reason but to give a penalty corner.
2 from 3 from the battery for Australia. One going in directly, the other earning a stroke. Turner and Cirillo waiting to unleash. It's Cirillo, and it's still alive. Turner!
Great save from Kiko Cortez.
Kiko Cortez has done everything to keep his team at least in some type of viewing distance of this margin.
I think by the looks of things, the ball struck him on the inside of the leg. He's hobbling around right now, but a great save nonetheless, and even better to be able to get up off the ground so not to give another penalty corner away, so his team could clear it in the end. Very well done.
De Jong surging in with the inbound, and now the Australians will suck it back to reset once more. They scored 4 against Malaysia, and that's gone untouched off the stick of Swan. So Spain with a 16-yard hit. What a man for the moment he has proved to be today.
Cortez initially looking to make the save with the left glove to put it out and wide, but I think it was made a bit of a swerve on it that just caught it on the inside of the leg here. As you can see, his ability to get back up so quickly, so agile, and not to give away another resulting penalty corner. But here Glenn Turner had an opportunity, has just come off a brave defending of Ramon Alegre again to put it to that right side of the post.
There he is, Turner, and his lookalike Robbie Hammond, the 2 shaven-headed Australians. A bit of left hamstring concern perhaps for Rob Hammond. Devon in defence. And Knowles incisively for Zalewski. Peter Govers, nice attack though. That needed to be made from Manuel Terraza. It's that moment that you think as a defender, stay goal side until you go for the interception, and Terraza doing a good job there.
It's in an area of the pitch where you can take a bit more higher risk as a defender, unlike inside your 23 or in the circle. Some may claim it to be an all-or-nothing kind of tackle where you really step ahead of the ball to try and intercept it, but there was the right decision, and you can see the outcome was rewarding for his hard work.
I think this man's been good, Piera. Again, he was dispossessing Liam de Jong there, and now here goes Casasellas on a run.
Just kicked it in the end.
26-year-old, early in his career for the national team, at least. Alex Casasellas, as is that man on screen, Jeremy Hayward. But this is a vastly experienced Kookaburra squad. 6 players 30 years of age or older, and only 3 25 years of age or younger. That man's the oldest of them, Jamie Dwyer, 35. Getting ever closer to Stacey's appearance record for the Australians, and Jake Wetton down low. Tomahawk cross is deflected, but Orchard's there to clean it up. Devon scored the opening goal. Swan, oh, and that was aggressive from Oliva. Still Australia, persistent. And was that dangerous from Swan? Or dangerous off the defender? No, from the Australian. So, a Spanish hit.
Yeah, we're good now.
Good work from Oliva on a couple of occasions there, as Casasellas takes a rest, along with Ruiz. No goals in the second half. 15.5 to play. All the damage done early on. Oliva with Swan. Looked like that'd be a good battle. 2 very persistent men, been in each other's face for the last little period.
Brock Oliver doing fantastic defensive work for a striker. as well known around the world, strikers can be sometimes considered lazy, but sometimes it's also said that they have to be the most important part of the team. The defense starts with them at the front line.
Ramon Allegra. He's got some help. Oliver again. Really cracking in the last little moment. Rock Oliver.
Yeah, it's good.
So David Allegra in control out there, but well, Fraser dispossessed. And away comes Dwyer. Some patience. A good press here from Spain. Fraser right in the face of Knowles, but calmly puts it over the stick. But that's a side ball earned by the pressure of Santi Fraser up high. So Leonard. And nice ball movement here from the Spanish, but they're just trying to work it away to successfully get it into the D and pull one of these 3 goals back. That's to no one. So the poor pass from Manel Terraza brings it all unstuck.
From a Spanish side's point of view, you'd have to think they must be more pleased with this half compared to the first half, but it's really, again, the finishing pass or the final play that's really letting them down. As you can see here, possession-wise, Australia having 70% possession compared to the 30% from Spain.
And Fraser is getting a green card for tapping that ball away, so the captain's enthusiasm is costing him 2 minutes on the bench. Kavanagh to the top of the D, but no one there. And Spain to come away, and now a release for Oliver over halfway. He's got some help in Allegra. David Allegra with some good skill and some pace to the top of the D and beyond. But the ball just gets away from his stick. He's not happy about it. Not quick as a flash. The Australians, well, there's the disappointment of Santi Fraser. Zalewski. Touch there from Enrique. But Dwyer quickly takes the auto pass from the side. And Ramon Allegra coming away, and Piera showing his absolute disgust at that service.
Piera's worked hard for them in the midfield today. Really strong character, big build of a man to be able to mix it with the Australians in this physical game.
Looks like a rugby union lock. He's a huge man.
So, we're stuck.
Oh, play on. Hammond to Govers. Oh, with no control. So Andres Mir said, thank you very much. Oops. Nothing nasty in that. That's good sportsmanship. Ooh, yeah, rather reckless from Kieran Govers. Oh, and Matty Swan's going to get a card here for using his elbow.
I believe it's David Allegra.
Oh, is it Allegra? Okay. I thought it was against the little man.
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes. Yellow card.
Yeah.
I'll have another look.
Just followed through with a bit of a push here.
Oh,
Could be quite dangerous. Both players going at full speed.
Go.
I thought maybe Swan was in trouble for trying to fight out of his weight division.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult now for the Spanish, down to 9 men. Australia having 2 extra players.
Orchard's pass parried away, and Leonardo says, let's get at the other end. And that's a lovely piece of dribbling skill from Leonard. Oh, Swan there to stop the show. It was brilliant, though. And the crowd realising that Blanco Leonard just treated them with a bit of hockey brilliance. Orchard's got Dwyer down low. Just held up by Mir.
Australians are going to take their time now to exploit the space. Spanish are going to have to sit deep to really cover that centre of the pitch, which can be so dangerous and vulnerable at a time like this.
Cirillo's ball in and deflected wide. Was there a touch from Govers? Well, Dwyer on screen wasn't too far away as well. Let's have another look.
The direct ball I was just mentioning there, Gover's unfortunate not to get a touch. Cortez was comfortable to leave it, so obviously saw it the whole way.
Roman Allegra cooling his heels after that collision with Matt Swan.
In fact, it's his brother, David Allegra, who's sitting on the side at the minute, unfortunately.
So inside 10 minutes to play as of now, and Spain still chasing the game to the same nature of the half-time deficit. 3-0 to the Aussies. Tim Devon field goal after 90 seconds, doubled up by a Mark Knowles stroke conversion at the 10-minute mark, and then Kieran Govers putting home a penalty corner. Leonard, oh, good work from Swan, and Leonard's gone down and hurt.
Once again, that man, Matthew Swan, showing his dedication to the cause with a full-length dive to intercept that pass, bound for the top of the circle for a Spanish player.
Hammond just did make sure the left arm made contact with Leonard.
Might have just knocked the wind out of him by the looks of things, potentially into the ribs or the hip area there. Let's hope it's nothing too serious.
Volley.
Fantastic skills initially here shown by Leonard, driven with that one-handed skill on the reverse, something that's so difficult. But for all young kids looking at home, that's how you do it.
After years and years and years of practice.
Absolutely.
He's up and okay, that's the good news.
Spain. Hold on. Yeah.
So have a bully to restart. Oh, and Leonard and Tim Devon just exchanging a few unpleasantries.
Alex!
Salvador Indurain showing plenty of passion. As again, we just get a little bit of a change in condition as the sun comes out. Orchard. Nice low stick from Enrique. And Tabao. Ooh. Anything outside of the blatantly obvious, Davey, for these two teams to achieve in the last 10 minutes? Up goal for Spain, up a few more for Australia.
It can all happen like that in the game of hockey. It's end-to-end stuff, and within 5 seconds, the ball can travel such distances, as you can see here from a long ball. The way it works out, goals can be scored in the first 90 seconds that we scored, or the last 5 seconds. It's all very possible. But right now, I think Spain are going to be just hoping to get back to 11 and not concede here.
Godas trying to drive the back line. One of the late inclusions to the squad, Matt Godas. And now Orchard's reverse comes off a defender's stick and stays in a dangerous area, and eventually heaved to safety by Enrique.
Just settle down, eh? Please. Please. Hey, we're just playing hockey, eh? We're just playing hockey, all right? All right. Okay. No.
Oh, Simon Taylor letting everyone know what's going on. The Kiwi referee. And now, Orchard. Oh, nice touch. But again, Mia, well placed. Let's just get back in the hole and thump it clear at the moment for Spain. As you said, trying not to concede again, and that's a loose pass. Gives Santi Frazier a chance to show his skill. He's got two defenders against him, plus the keeper. Here comes some support, and that's a very smart piece of play. Conceding defeat on the breakaway, but winning the penalty corner.
That's fantastically done by Santi Frazier. Initially with the intercept here from a slack ball and going into the midfield area, shows his burst of pace that he's had and renowned for years, just to put the ball off the foot of Fergus Kavanagh and to win a Spanish side another corner. Brilliant to see that the Spaniards are still fighting and not giving up just yet. What do you think here, Quinton? Potentially mix it up for a variation, seeing as the direct shots on goal haven't been so successful so far for the Spanish?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? You probably just go to your most reliable play to see if you can get up goal Whether that's the direct shot or the variation, only
Inside.
Salvador Indurain and those inside the Spanish camp know, but Frazier's there. But, oh, it was Rabobank on goal, and again the Australians come clear, and now Jamie Dwyer has a chance to show some skill. De Jong, Spanish have got back pretty well though. Turner, did that come off the foot? Dwyer, not great contact from the champ.
Just as we were talking about end-to-end stuff here, a great first-line run by Matt Godes to give his team an opportunity to go and counter-attack the other end from a Spanish corner.
David Alegre. Casillas hoping for that goal, but well placed at the front post is Hammond. Direct, intentionally behind, Davey?
It's a tough one to call, but there's a brilliant skill from Casillas, and first of all to keep that low tomahawk, as you say back in Australia, or reverse stick to keep it on the ground, but Hammond just looking to deflect it first time. This is the corner here. Fantastic running from Godes, no doubt about it, straight onto the stick. Brilliant run, not having to make the keeper to save.
Well, long ball upfield has given Turner another half chance, but Piero back there in defence. So we love to learn the international language of hockey when you travel around it. It's quite well regarded, the term tomahawk, not as much here in Europe.
No, not whatsoever. It'd be more kind of a New Zealand and Australian style kind of a description of a reverse stick shot.
Well, that's one thing that those of us from Oceania might bring to this World Cup, the term tomahawk for that slap shot on the reverse side.
Not again.
It's only the real wind-up one, though, not just a little flick. That's the reverse. It's got to have some flair to it for it to be a tomahawk shot.
In order for you to call it a toma.
Toma, yeah. Inside the last 5. Still no goals in this second half. Jake Wetton down low.
And
Devon. Hammond. With good skill. There it is, the reverse stick. Well, you really got to have it flat. That's the kind of shot, the Toma. Godes couldn't find the target. Stays in play. And Spain will come away.
You want it?
Yeah, it's not so much, you got to have it low and that hard reverse stick. That's the Toma. We've got to see it there. And we might get to see it again. Let's go just once more. Ooh, that was a good piece of sliding skill to Ratford on the near post.
The game just starting to open up a bit here in the last couple of minutes. I think both teams realizing 4 minutes to go. Spanish looking to try get anything here really at the minute, Quinton.
Yeah. Something to show. I mean, goal difference could become so important late in the tournament. Spain 1-1 against England in their first appearance, so staring down the barrel of a 3-0 loss here if nothing changes. The Australians would be have a +7 goal difference if they don't concede and can't score again. They scored 4 against Malaysia and they have 3 here.
The Australians will be looking to go for their second clean sheet, and it looks like the Australians are going to make a goalkeeper change here. Sometimes considered always to be rubbing the salt in the wound, but here as you have a quick look at the reverse stick shot from Matt Godes here, well saved by Kiko Cortez to keep the ball down and avert any other rebounds or second phase play. He did very well there.
So Tyler Lovell will get a sense of the Caicedo Stadium. Andrew Trotter not having a very busy day.
No, I don't recall him really having to make too many saves, if any at all. It's Rick Charleswood has always been a big fan of rotating his goalkeepers, you know, sometimes in tournaments if anything happens, say, to the #1 charter, that the next goalkeeper level might be able to step back into it again.
And do you remember in the old days when at the big tournaments, unless you'd graced the pitch, you weren't allowed to receive a medal? Sometimes in those Olympic finals, reserve keepers in tight games, it's like, oh, gee, he's been with us all this way. We've got to get them on to make sure they get a medal. Luckily, that rule changed. Inside 3 minutes to full time in Spain with a late chance here through David Alegre. Long corner. Oh, and down he goes. Enrique trying to create. Looking for that ball into the D, but there's just
outside. Outside.
a frenzied group in yellow singlets, not giving an inch. Again, Allegra.
It's very smart from the Australians. What they tend to be doing right now in this phase is breaking the ball down in between the 5-yard dotted line and the top of the circle.
Ball goes in. Oh, and the new keeper, Lovell, has to work hard here. And the free hit to Australia. Not a welcome result for the Spanish. Welcome to the World Cup, Tyler.
Tyler Lovell straight in within 45 seconds to a minute, having to make a first save. Important again to keep that clean sheet for his team, but also for his personal confidence.
So clock counting down inside 90 seconds, but a good sustained period here. Eddie Tabau, oh, there's a picture of frustration as the ball evades his stick.
It's probably something we haven't seen enough today. Big players like the likes of Eddie Tabau not being able to get an outcome from an area like that or involved. But here's that save from Lovell, the right foot kick. Unfortunately putting it back into the danger here. And the follow-up save again was well covered, and the referee deeming a foul there.
Andrew Charter can only watch on from now as Orchard makes a good interception, and within the last minute there is one last question of Cortez's goal. Great pass to Wetton. Can he do it? Oh, he can't. The angle was too tough in the end for Jake Wetton. And again, Cortez able to make himself big, get to the right position.
I think that time he might have gotten lucky. Fantastic ball from Orchard. The vision to find Wetton on the side here.
Oh,
Cortez
yes,
went for the dummy, and oh, that's not too far away either, with two Spanish players looking to get back onto that line to deny him the goal.
Well, maybe that's justice. You're right on the replay. He was absolutely faked out to the wrong way.
It's one of those situations where it's a 2v1. You have an Australian gold shirt sitting on your right-hand post as well, along with Jacob Wetton with the ball, and it's one of those things, which one do you stick with? And at that time he chose the right side one.
Well, the reigning World Cup champions and world #1 complete a second-up victory to go with their first-up win over Malaysia. 4 against Malaysia and 3-0 here. The Australians, too good for Spain. Impressive, authoritative. Without a goal in the second half, it must be said, but job done for the Kookaburras.
Despite not having a goal in the second half, the game really opened up, and we saw Spain really coming into the game, which was far better for the spectators here than the Caiciro Stadium. Spain earning their first penalty corners in that second half, along with getting their shots on goal. So made for a bit of an exciting second half, but as you said, only resulted in no goals in that second half.
The fans travelling a long way from Australia are happy. They've seen their team again take care of business on match day 2 of this Pool A game. Australia 3, Spain 0. Well, let's delve a little further into the major moments. All the goal scoring came in the first half, but here's a few of the other chances.
Again, a break and run here through from Orchard to get a shot off. Great defensive work from Enrique to put that ball just to the right of Kiko Cortez's goal. The Spanish corner really amounting to nothing in the end from Gabriel de Bonch, unfortunately missing that target. And here was Glenn Turner, a GT, and acres of space resulted in a Mark Knowles snapshot, which Kiko Cortez was equal to the challenge. Brilliant goalkeeping from him. And once again, Kiko Cortez keeping that ball out with some part of his body, and a follow-up shot from Turner just put around the right side of the post. Orchard with great vision here, and fantastic skill again from him to sell the goalkeeper with a dummy to drop the shoulder, pull it onto his open side, and unfortunately crashing it into the sideboard and not into the backboard.
Michael Absalom has the Australian captain Mark Knowles with him.
Mark, great result, first of all. Congratulations. 3 more points on the board.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Obviously, we're not quite at our best yet, but it's not a bad thing at the start of tournaments when you're not playing your best and still winning. So I think, yeah, we deserve the win. We put Spain under a lot of pressure, and just for some missed chances again, but we're getting there.
Perfect start, wasn't it, after 90 seconds, scoring really early on with Tim Deven?
Yeah, it was, yeah, and that's what we have to do against teams. We try and take as many chances early on as we can, and that was a great start for us, probably to relieve a little bit of pressure as well and to open the game up.
Added one in there yourself as well, which was rather tasty.
I did, yeah, and missed one as well, so that happens, but...
We'll gloss over the miss, but we like to highlight the clean sheet, the fact that you've gone 2 games now, no goals.
Yeah, I think certainly it's something we've been working on. We've been far too loose in the World League finals in January, and that's been a big focus for us. So we're on the way. A tough game next against the Belgians, who are always right up there. So we're looking forward to a couple of days break now and a really big match on Thursday.
All right, enjoy that rest, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks very much. Ta.
Thanks to Mark Knowles and to Michael Absalom, and the Australians going to show their support for their team members back at home that have travelled so far, and it's an impressive looking pool standing sheet from an Aussie perspective. 7 goals to the good, 6 points on the board, 2 from 2, and Spain, well, still in the fight, but they'll need to do very well in their next game, which is against India. We've got more to come today from this pool. England to take on India and Malaysia to take on Belgium. Not only the figurative scar of going down 3-0, but a few bruises as well from a Spanish perspective. And just a moment or two to spend on Spain. We've spoken of the brilliance of the Australians, Davey, but is there enough there, as they really do look like they're going through some soul-searching there? Huge, obviously, next up against the dynamic yet unpredictable Indians.
I think right now the camera showed there that the Spanish team are going to have to get together. They're going to have to really properly regroup, look at themselves individually in the mirror, and then come together collectively in order to kick on from this loss to the Australians. As you said, the Indian side can be so unpredictable, and you never know what you're going to get. So I think the Spanish will be looking to target that game to get their first win of the tournament.
Thanks for your company, Davey. It's well, been another very pleasing day from an Australian perspective, but Spanish hopes not done and dusted, that's for sure, but a first-up draw combined with a second-up defeat makes it very hard for them, as Aaron Zalewski gives the thumbs up. Mark Knowles very happy. Yeah, it's easy to smile when you know you've got such talent about you. Not quite the same emotion for those from Spain. Thanks for your company, as the Australian Kookaburras took care of the Spanish Red Sticks by 3 goals to 0.